Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have an update to Charity Lawson's world. She discusses some of the death threats she got from being on Dancing with the Stars. Now, we know Charity, of course, from The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. She's with her, I guess, are they engaged fiance, Dotun, and she did very good. She was great on Dancing with the Stars, but it came at a cost. That being the small but very vocal minority of commenters that are probably racist, sexist, and all the things, right? So she had to deal with, I'm sure, a lot from her season and also on Dancing with the Stars. But interesting for her now to discuss that Dancing with the Stars was actually worse than The Bachelor. I mean, I'm sure it's hard to sift through, which one's worse when you have an audience that is so big. But I guess on the Dancing with the Stars, the grind of live performing and mixed with the commentary of people judging your body in that process must be excruciating. Here's what she had to say on the Sex, Lies, and Spray Tan podcast with Cheryl Burke. Sorry, it's audio only. I tried to find the video. I don't think they make a video version of it.
Individual, not even like coupling and like speaking of my partner, like as an individual, it is, and it's just so much, it's like the time constraints, like mentally and physically and emotionally, they're all connected. So I literally went into this and I was like, oh my goodness, it's just going to be like a physical like thing for me.
Wait. You didn't ask like Trista?
No, I asked Caitlin, and like I feel like they all like, that's what I'm saying. When people ask me now,
there's no way Caitlin was like, it's great.
She was like, it's hard, but like it was almost like it's like she was very happy about it. Like when I tell people how hard this is, I'm like,
they forget
it's hard. Yeah, I'm like, I don't sugarcoat anything because I want people to be like warned as much as possible so you can make the best like decision. And like before I even started all of this, I was very hesitant because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like handle this. And Dotun was obviously like my best supporter. And
good for Dotun, right? There he is supporting. And they've been warned in the past, if you've been on The Bachelor. I forget who said it. Was it Jason Tartick? Whoever it was said, hey, just be careful because, you're in a new relationship. Then you go on Dancing with the Stars. It pulls you in different directions. It's super stressful. And even though there's a lot of highs to it, you're not sharing those highs and joys with your partner, with your partner you just got engaged to. So it's got to be very weird for a new relationship. But I'm sure the growth you get from being on Dancing with the Stars would be amazing. If I were ever famous enough, I'd go on Dancing with the Stars in a heartbeat because it's an amazing battle of your mind and body and intertwining them to create something.
Biggest supporter, but he was like, yeah, do it, like go for it. I'm gonna be there with you every step of the way. But like little did I know, like it was like it hit me like a ton of bricks week like 3 or 4. I was like,
you're like, I'm out.
I don't know. Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. But like you did really well though. But hold on, before we even get to the judges, because there's a lot different layers here. When you were pitched this, were you taping The Bachelorette?
Yeah. So, not taping. My season was airing. So
got it.
Yeah. So
you were already with Dotun, and did you ask him like if this is something that he'd feel comfortable with, or?
100%, because obviously they like warn every bachelor and bachelorette
the DWTS
couple.
curse.
Correct. They were like, don't do this. And I was like,
she called it the DWTS curse. But here's the deal. So few bachelor relationships ever work out that there always seems to be a curse. You could call it the Dave Neal curse. Every time I make a video about someone, they break up. The Dear Shandy curse, the Dancing with the Stars curse. The truth is, you're most likely going to break up. You're most likely not going to work out if you were on The Bachelor, statistically.
You're like,
okay,
what?
Like I'm very secure with myself, but also secure in the man that I chose, and I know how he's going to handle.
Which is not often, FYI.
I know, that's the thing. Okay. I was like, it's a very rare situation that we have here, but I'm grateful for it.
It's great though.
So we talked about it a lot. Like, I almost probably like irritated him just bringing it up so many times of like. Just wanting to make sure, because I was like, I don't want to sacrifice like what we just built and what we have, like for an opportunity. Like obviously this is like a once in a lifetime, and I would be honored to do it.
And if you're Dotun, what are you going to say? No, and then she's going to be bitter. You know what I mean? It's you have to say go for it. If your relationship can't survive a little Argentine tango, it wasn't going to last anyway.
But like if it's going to create this like barrier or distance between us. I don't want that. And he was, again, like just encouraging me. He was like, this is something I know you want to do. Like, you need to do it. I'm going to be here. Like, don't worry about that on a set.
Did you request Artem?
I requested Artem. I have like a list. I was like Artem, Brandon, Val, and then Alan. Yeah.
So Artem was first?
I don't think I necessarily put him in like first. Like, I want him. Yeah.
Okay,
I was just like, please, these are the ones.
Right. Like one of the four.
Yeah.
And after getting to know these, like, by the way, fun fact, Artem lived in my pool house when we were teenagers. Like, this is how, yeah, oh my God. I met him when he couldn't speak English, like not a word.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm from the Bay Area. So like, we know each other. I think he's the longest out of all the pros that I've known. Yeah, it's insane. Anyway, but out of all the pros now, and after, dancing with someone like Ezra, would you say that Artem's teaching style suited you best?
Yeah. I wouldn't have learned. I don't think I would have learned half of what I know if I had any other teacher.
You're right.
And I think people can argue, obviously, like chemistry, like between me and Artem, and that's fair. But I think obviously I respect Artem, and his teaching definitely suited me the best. I think our relationship 100% was like way more professional than it was
totally.
Let's like goof around. Like my banter with Ezra's day and night from me and Artem. But I'm like, if I have to learn like who's going to get me to the finals, like it's going to be Artem, because he is so much about like just his work and his work ethic. Yeah. And I'm like, he doesn't play. So I love that. Yeah.
And he's the real deal. Like, I mean, I love Ezra. I think Ezra should be a pro. However, when it comes to teaching and experience, when it comes to teaching, like this is two separate things on the show. It's like, if you're a great dancer, great, like as far as the pros go, but like if you can't teach, you're just screwed. Like there's just no way that you're going to succeed unless you're marrying a dancer who's been on the show for many years, which is often the case, which was not my case ever. But like, anyway, you experience bullying a lot. Okay. First of all, like it's shocking.
Yeah.
Can you say more?
But is it though? Is it shocking? I don't know. Like that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if it's shocking. I think to a certain degree it was like expected. And that's why I say like coming off of Bachelorette, like I was like, oh, I can handle it. Cause I mean, obviously we know like that's a very like conservative, very like go in, guns blazing.
They're very conservative.
Yeah, they're very harsh. And so I was like, I've experienced on the Bachelor, Bachelorette, I'm good. And so like I came into like the Dancing with the Stars fan base and I was like, this is going to be a piece of cake. And like, only to be like almost to the point where it was like so much worse than Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Like to the point where I was getting like death threats for like existing.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
For what? For what?
For not performing enough, for being conceited, for being entitled.
Conceited?
For being the biggest bitch on the cast. No, it's crazy. Like I'm telling you this, and for anyone who doesn't know, like I'm saying this too. Like this is the first time I'm like openly talking about it, because I would just the only thing I've ever shared in terms of like the treatment that I got on the show was the statement that my brother put out at the end of the season.
Which, by the way, he's amazing, your brother.
He is. No, I love him so much, but I never talked about it because it got to the point where I was like, I have to choose to protect my peace and not even give any like attention to this. It was so damaging.
I mean, look, who are these people? You know, I every once in a while I'll get a crazy comment, and again, nothing compared to what she's getting, but I'll get a crazy comment, and I'll click on someone's Instagram and be like, "Who the hell are these people?" In most cases, I think they're real people. In some cases, I think they're bot farms, but I do think they're mostly real people. They're delusional. They're insane. I'm not saying a certain generation does it more than others, but I'll tell you what. If I were a normal Gen X or Boomer, I would be so mad at my fellow people because I'm going to piss people off. Almost every single rude comment I get is from some, and again, it could just be like, it's from some like, blonde 68-year-old woman who's got a photo with her dog and she looks all happy, and then her bio says live, laugh, love. It's always that way. Now, don't get me wrong, there's hateful men, I've triggered somebody. If it's not you, you're not the problem.
That is so terrible.
Oh yeah, it was awful, to the point where I even had to like I talked about it with Art. Like nobody knew. The pros didn't know. Like, nobody knew what was going on until I was like, go look at my comment whenever my post or like something about me and Artem is shared on the Dancing with the Stars page.
Oh, it's on the Dancing with the Stars page.
Oh, and then my personal. So whenever I posted something personal, like if I posted a dance, I like blocked and filtered my stuff to where like I did not have that come on. But if you go on the actual Dancing with the Stars page.
Wait, did they not block or filter?
Of course not. I'm sorry. Of course
What?
not. Mm-mm.
That is not okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't feel protected, obviously.
Yeah. So that was like the big, that's where like the emotional and the mental part came in. It was really hard. So I had to tell Artem, I was like, this is like, unfortunately what we're dealing with and what we're up against. Like if you look in comparison to every other contestant on the season, they don't have this underneath their comments. Like, of course, obviously Harry, but it was like, because obviously Harry and like the dancing like ability and then just like proficiency of where he was at a certain week
and his reputation and all of it,
right.
You know, which is nothing similar to you.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going out there. I'm not forgetting my dances. I'm performing. I'm just literally existing, but like being called.
You're working.
Yeah. Being called like a bitch, being called, I'm so conceited. I'm entitled.
No, look, I mean, by all means, I don't condone the hate whatsoever. And I don't know which words, I mean, do they ban, they're not going to ban words like conceited. They could delete them after, if I was Dancing with the Stars, I would want to protect my contestants. And I hate to say this, but the best way I would say to protect the contestants is to have them not read the comments. But I understand. I so understand the itch that you want to scratch there because you want to see what people are saying about it all. So like, I totally get that. What a bummer.
Have the most like stanked up attitude on the it was so like insane to like see, and I didn't understand, and I was like, I don't know like how to like maneuver and navigate this, and like Artem, sorry, like kind of makes me emotional.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm so sorry.
Wow, Charity's breaking down here. Now look, I totally feel for her, and my guess is there's no right reason for it, but my guess is people didn't like, she was so good that people probably felt like they could speak their mind. I don't know. You know what? No, I reject what I'm even saying. There's just no, because I always try to be like, how could people operate that way? Well, it's just, I mean, look, how big is the Dancing with the Stars Instagram account? 1.8 million followers. Yeah. So what you get is, and I hate to say this, you might have 1,000 comments, but the really hurtful comment. So if there's look at this, 57,000 likes, right? This is Ariana. But if there's 1,000 comments, the really hurtful one's going to get everyone commenting on it, and it's going to get boosted to the top. The only thing that you can really do here is have a social media team member scrubbing the hateful comments. That's all you can do, which I think is fair. Do that. And protect your dancers. So what can you do about it? Honestly, I just think if you're one of these companies with the social media, you have to have someone on the ball curating the comment section, making sure you keep it a healthy and fair living room. But either way, it's a sad look at the way people are online. And like Charity, I am not surprised. We'll be back with more content right after this.